Hello and welcome to This One Thing, a daily video devotional coming to you from First Presbyterian Church of Fort Lauderdale. And together we'll be looking at one text and choosing one thing for you to consider. And we hope that you find this a thought-provoking, encouraging part of your day. Just yesterday, I had to walk a couple of short blocks at around noon. And I think South Florida right now may be the hottest place on earth. Walking in a dress shirt and khakis, I was thoroughly uncomfortable. When's the last time that you were uncomfortable? Maybe hot or cold? What did you do to remedy that? Most of us don't do very well being uncomfortable. And we'll go to great lengths to avoid discomfort. You know, when it comes to physical discomfort, we don't typically ignore it. We look for a solution, right? Like yesterday, I counted the steps essentially until I was going to walk through the door into air conditioning, and even considered an Uber, which would have been absolutely ridiculous for the short distance I needed to cover. But when it comes to social discomfort, we often take a very different approach. For the most part, we tend to avoid it rather than addressing it. You know, it's considered rude to bring up religion and politics and social situations, and so we avoid it. In our current polarizing political environment, we don't often engage in discourse. We find echo chambers. We find groups of like-minded individuals with which to share our ideas as we all nod along together. But what if like physical discomfort, social discomfort were a signal that change was required, or that change is even happening, a change in us? What if we didn't ignore the discomfort or seek to simply eliminate the source, but rather we addressed it within us? Our text today can be an uncomfortable text. It comes from the Gospel of Matthew. And here in chapter 25, we read this story of the sheep and the goats. Jesus tells this story, saying that in the end, people will be separated as a shepherd separates the sheep and the goats. At one group, the sheep who represent the faithful, who served others in their lives, and the other group, the goats, that they'll represent the unfaithful, who did not serve others. And to this first group of people, as Jesus tells it, God will say, "Truly I tell you, just as you did it to one of the least of these who are members of my family, you did it to me." Or, because you served others, you served me. And to the other group, the goats, God says, you know, just as you didn't do for the least of these, so you did not do for me. And so, you're cast off. What do we do with this story? And how do we hold it in tension with the understanding that it is by grace through faith that we are saved? In my own life, my journey of faith has been 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, and sometimes the other way around. But God is working on me. God's grace is at work in me, working to transform me from a goat that wishes to serve himself into a sheep that desires to serve others. Being a sheep does not come naturally, but I believe that by God's grace, I'm getting there. I believe there is a sense in all of us, as we look around at the world, that things are not as they should be. That there should not be rampant disease and illness, that people should be fairly, equally, and justly treated, that racial division should not exist, that institutions, leaders, people should be honest. And here's the one thing: the discomfort that we feel in our current social climate comes not from without, but rather from within. God's grace working to transform each of us, pointing out those things that we need to change. So next time, don't be so fast to run from social discomfort, but rather ask, what is it that God is trying to show me? Friends, be safe. Be well. We'll see you tomorrow.